.NET. Okay. So today we will see some other controls like, how to create your menus and dialog boxes. Okay. So this is my menu, right? These are called menus. These are called menus. Okay. So now we will see how to create these menus in your Windows forms. Okay. So when it comes to menus, you will have two types of menus. Two types of menus. What are those two types? Oh, bad. You will have two types of menus. What are those? So first one is called main menu and second category is called context menu. A menus can be created presented in two ways, main menu and context menu. What is main menu and what is context menu? For example, if you take this notepad application, here this is menu, right? These are called main menus. These are called main menus. And in this screen, can I see anything? In the white screen, nothing. If I right click on this, I can see some menu again, right? Nothing, it is not visible. If I right click on this, some menu will be appeared. This is called context menu. Read me. So main menu will be visible physically here on the top or wherever it is. It will be visible. And context menu will not be visible. But the moment, whenever you right click on your mouse, it will be appeared. It will be stored within the context. It won't be visible. But it will be visible when you right click on your mouse. This is called context menu. Now let's see how to create both, how to create main menus and how to create context menus. Okay. So let's take another form. View Solution Explorer. I'm going to add another form. Add new Windows form. Let's say save employee. Save or add employee, that is. We rename it to add employee. Add employee. I'm going to add another form. Update employee. Update employee. Next. Search employee. Add user form. Delete employee. Right, when it comes to a real-time application, we'll be having separate units, separate categories to perform separate different operations. And delete employee. Right. So earlier we placed everything in the same form, but when it comes to reality, like real-time applications, it won't be like this. You have to get them split into multiple forms. You should have a separate form to add new employee, have a separate form to update employee, have a separate form to delete employee, have a separate form for search and filter. Read me. Okay. So now I added these forms. Okay. Now I'd like to create a menu like this. File menu, edit menu. From here, I want to display options like this, like new employee, update employee, delete employee. So whenever I click on these, the corresponding form has to be open where I'll be able to perform. I should be able to perform that corresponding operation. Okay. Okay. So how do we create this in our form? Okay. So let's create a main form. This is our main form. Okay. Not main form. Let's create one more form. Let's add one more form. Employee main. Employee main. Let's make it as a startup form. Employee main is going to be startup form. Employee main. Okay. Here we will create the menu like this. Okay. So whenever you want to create any menu, so here you have a category called menus and toolbars. Okay. So go to this section and you have to choose menu strip. Just drag and drop this or double click on this menu strip. You can leave it anywhere on the form and it will be positioned here. Menu strip. Just click on this. So here it is highlighted, right? Here you have to give the names. How do you want to display this? Okay. So here I want to display something like operation, employee, operations. Okay. And first it should be displayed something like this. There they given it as file, but here I want to give it as employee operations. And this is called main menu item. And within this is called sub item, sub menu item. Under this, I want to have add and here employee, add new employee. Next, second menu item here, update. And if I move my mouse around to update, one more item should be displayed here. It should be employee. Next, delete employee. Okay, add, update, delete, and search employee. Okay, next finally it is going to be exit. Exit. And you can give any name here, employee operation, whatever you like. File, whatever you want. Next, view employees. View employee details by employee name. View employee details by employee ID, something like this, right? Now run your application. Right, so this is my form. Now, like your Windows application, see, I have created two menus, file and view. If I go to file, click here, add new employee, upgrade, delete, search, and exit. But nothing is happening here. If I click on any item, okay, so this is called main menu item, that is file. If I click on this, I can see sub menu items, add, update, delete. And within add, I can see again its child. And within this, again, you can add one more child. And within this, again, you can add one more child based on your requirement. So that hierarchy can be extended. Okay. But if I click on this, nothing is happening because we didn't write any action inside this. We did not tell the system when I click on this, what has to be done. That action has not ready yet. So now if you go to view employee details by name, view employee details by employee name, by employee ID. Any questions, guys?
No.
Okay. Now let's see how to write actions inside your menu items. So every menu item comes with its own click event. For example, if I click on add, this will be open. When should I perform action? Whenever I click on new employee, just double click on this. Its corresponding event will be generated. See, new employee tooltip menu item underscore click. So whenever I click there, this event will be triggered. So if you want to perform any action on click of that new employee, so that action has to be written here or written in. So I'm going to move this action here. Now what has to be done? That new employee form has to be open. Whenever I click on this, new employee form has to be open. How do I open it? So technically form is a class. You have to create object of this. What is that? New employee. What is the name of this file? Add employee. What is the name of the form? Add employee. Obj emp is equal to new add employee. Right? Obj emp dot show. If I say show, it will be displayed as full form. If I say dialog, it will be displayed as a dialog box. I'm just saying show. Okay. Next, go to your main menu. Whenever I click on update and go to this, generate this event, double click on this update employee. Create object of your update employee form. Update employee. Obj emp is equal to new update employee. Create instance of that corresponding form and call show method. What show method will do? It will display the corresponding form. Okay. Next, go to main menu, delete. Go to this, double click on this. It will generate that corresponding event. Same thing. Delete employee. Obj emp is equal to delete employee. Delete employee, create instance of, because technical form is a class. Whenever you want to, that form class comes with show method. Show method is a non-static method. So if you want to display any form, you have to call show method. But show is a non-static method. So instance of your form has to be created. And using this object, if you call show method, it will display this corresponding form. Next, search. Same thing. Just copy this code. Search employee. Right? Now let's go there. Now see, this is my main menu, file. And if I click on this, what happens? So it has its own event generated, right? We have written some action inside the event of new employee. If I click on this, what happens? The new employee form will be opened. See, save employee form is open. Nothing is there because we didn't write anything on this form. So if I click on this, update employee, right? Search employee, right? If I click on exit, the entire form has to be closed. So for exit, double click on this. Here we have application comes with a method called exit. It will just close your entire application. Okay. Now let's go and design this thing. Your employee. Any questions, guys?
No, sir.
Okay. So let's add one of the show employee. I'm just going to copy the functionalities of show employee. Okay. So just create instance of your SQL connection. I just want to copy, reuse this. Okay. Add employee. Where is the add employee? Okay, generate this event. So SQL connection, this corresponding library has to be imported. So if you click on show potential, it will give you the suggestions. So yeah, this is missing. So click on this, it will be generated automatically. Okay. So now we need to copy the add functionality. Bind employee, get employee, and just copying those. One second. So I'm just copying this. I'm copying the functionalities. Okay, why to write it again? Just copying those. Okay. Now we have copied save employee and bind employee. Okay. Now go to your add employee. Add employee. Okay. And copy this thing also. We need employee name, gender, salary, and save button. I'm just copying this and paste it here. Okay. So before doing that, we have a concept called containers. What is the use of a container? For example, if you are going to place different sections on the same form, something like this. Here we have different sections, right? One is search section, add new user section, update section, right? If I keep like this, it doesn't look good. Better use the containers and get them grouped into different sections using containers. Just group the first set of controls into one container and group second set of controls using another container. So you have to arrange them, okay? Like, you have to beautify them in good way, okay? So sometimes you have to beautify your forms to bring good look and feel, okay? So that's why you'd be needing these things, containers. Whenever you need to beautify your form, when you want to divide your form into multiple sections and beautify them properly, to bring good look and feel for your form, then you have to make use of containers. Okay. So if I place like this, it doesn't look good, right? It is not looking good, right? Better if you're going to have multiple sections on the same form, get them divided into different sections using containers and beautify them properly. Okay. So then we need containers. So yeah, when it comes to containers, yeah, we will see different types of containers. The first one is going to be group box and panel. Group box and panel. So both are similar. The only thing is a group box can have group name, whereas panel doesn't have group name. Let me show you this. Now I'm going to place this using group box. Something like this. Let's copy this. Sure. Mode. Looks like this takes time. Okay. So something like this. Okay, you can give the name like, add new employee. This can have group name. This can have group name. Okay. And when it comes to your panel, it doesn't contain group name. It will be very similar to your group box if it doesn't contain group name. That is only the difference. Okay. If you need to name your group, go with group box. If name is not required, if you just want to, divide them into groups, then go with panel. Panel is a lightweight control compared to group box. Any questions, guys?
No.
Okay. So like this. So now what should I do if I need to place different sections on the same form? So I should group first set of controls into one group box or panel and use another group box or panel to group second set of controls. So here I need to place three different group box or three different containers to divide my entire page into three different sections. Okay, so this is a container which will have collection of controls. Whenever you need to group collection of controls, then you would be needing a container. Okay, here we have different types of containers. Okay, so some of them are like group box and panel. What is the difference between group box and panel? Group box comes with title. Here you can see XY, whereas panel doesn't comes with title. Okay, let's see split control and tab control in another example. Okay, now this is our employee form, employee name. What is the name of text box? TXT MP name, TXT gender, and TXT salary. Okay, now generate your button click event. Double click on this button, save click. Okay, I just copied this existing code to save our time. Okay, anyway, we already discussed this thing here, right? So I don't want, like place this control and name them again and again. I just copied this set of controls from here to here. Any questions, guys?
No, sir.
Okay, now whenever I click on save, so what has to be done? This data has to be saved into my database. So I copied that code also. What it will do, it expects employee name, gender, and salary to be supplied. Okay, just call this method from your button click. So this SP expects three parameters to be supplied, and this SP will take care of saving data into your database. Save employee. It expects three values: TXT, EMP name, dot text, next TXT, gender, comma, TXT, gender, dot text, comma, TXT, salary dot text. Right? So if you want to display the data, so that we will see somewhere. Okay. Or else you can also place it here. Add employee. Place some grid here. You can also copy it from here. Just Control C and Control V. Okay. So what is the name of this grid view? BG employee. Just copy the code from here. Show employee. Bind employee data. Add employee. Okay. So this will take care of getting data from a database. Okay, saying. Is it already there? Bind employee. Okay, it is already there. It is not required. Remove this. Okay. Now let's run this. In the similar way, we have update employee, right? Whenever I click on this form will get opened. So go to update employee. Go to add employee is done. Go to update employee, right? So here, whatever is there. So in order to update the things, so what do you want to update? So those things are required. So I'm going to copy this section into update employee. Here I'm going to use panel. So panel doesn't contain any title. That is only the difference. Update employee. New salary. And which employee has to be updated. And also get your button copied. Update button. It's already copied. Update. Now copy your grid. Update. Okay. And generate your update click event. Okay. And copy the similar things like your add employee. I need to copy the connection string. Update employee. Now it will ask you to import the SQL connection corresponding libraries. Just click on show potential. Just click on use. Okay, see, you don't have to write this. See, it has imported automatically. If you click on fix it, then it will import all the corresponding libraries. Next, what else we need? We need update method and bind method. From here, this is for find employee, and this is for delete and save employee. Next, update. We need update. Call update employee. Next, we need bind employee also. From here, bind employee data. So what has to be done? You have to call this update from button click event. So it expects two else to be supplied new salary txt new salary dot text comma employee id txt emp id to be updated. Update employee members cannot be same as either including type. This is done. This is done. Bind employee. Okay. Okay, let's run it. Now file. Click on add new employee. Now what happens? It will open new employee form. Right? So now I have categorized. Okay, I have distributed each operation into one separate form. Earlier, we were having all operations in a single form, but that is not ideal. When it comes to the real-time application, you should get them split into different forms. Each form is called one module. All right, if something looks more complex, get them divided into submodules, subcategories. Okay. So you have to organize them properly. Okay. Now this form will take a single responsibility. It will take care of, saving only employee, and another form will take care of updating employee. Okay. Okay. Now enter your employee name. Form test one, gender male, salary 12,000. Click on save. Employee has been saved successfully. Now you can see, right? Form test two. I can save a number of employees. Female 22,000. Save. Any questions, guys?
No, sir.
Now, if I want to update, what I will do, update employee, new salary, some 23,000, employee ID 5 has been updated successfully. There's no 5. Let's give 6. What is the 6 salary? 7,000. Now it got updated with 23,000. Right? In the similar way, you can write any action here. Okay, so this is something about your main menu. Any questions, guys? These are main menus. Now, how to
No,
create
sir.
context menu? Context menu. Context menu means like your notepad. See, in this white screen, no menu appears, right? But if I right click on this, some menu will be appeared here. This is called context menu, right? So how do I create my context menu? Go to your main menus. Now go to toolbars. Under menus, we have context menu strip. Just drag and drop this. Like your main menu, here also you need to create like what are the items to be there. Okay, those items are to be created here. Okay. Now create main menu strip. Give name of this. Employee. Okay, now enter your items here. Add employee, update employee, show employee, right? And write the events. Under this, whenever I click and add employee, what has to be done? Add employee form has to be opened. OBJ is equal to new add employee. OBJ dot show. Next. Update. What has to be opened? Update employee form has to be opened. OBJ is equal to new update employee. OBJ dot show. Okay. Now, one more important property to be set. When this menu should be appeared, where it should be appeared, where it should be appeared. So whenever I right click on my form, whenever I right click on my form, this menu has to be appeared. So wherever you want to show that, just go to that area. Here I want this to be appeared on the form on right click. So go to form properties. Here it will have a property called context menu strip. Context menu strip. Here you can create a number of context menus. You should give the name of the context menu. What is the name of context menu? Employee. So what happens now? Now here we provided the context menu name. So whenever I right click on my form, that corresponding, that respective context menu will be appeared. Let's see. See, no, nothing is available here, right? In this space, this is looking plain. Now, if I right click on this form anywhere, see, anywhere, anywhere, right? Now, I can perform some operations. Any questions, guys?
No. No, sir.
Okay. Now you know how to create main menu and context menu. Okay. So let's move towards the next one, that is dialog boxes. And apart from these containers, you also have another containers like split container. What split will do? It will split your form into two parts. Something like this, like two panels. On the left, you can have something. On the right, you can have something. It will just split your form into two different parts. Okay. Next. Next, we have another container called tab. Whenever you want to divide, 1 second. Your form into tabs, different tabs. Okay, something like this. Instead of menus, if you want to go with tabs, like this, go to properties. This is your tab space collection. Here you can have a number of tabs. By default, two pairs are provided. Here you can give the name, something like this. Add employee. Next, update employee. Next, we can add one more tab. Delete employee. Readme. You can have a number of tabs over there. Okay. And other rest of the properties are similar. You can also play with them. So when it comes to tab pages, internally, within this tab controller, internally, all tabs will be stored in array format. Here you can see array format. Okay. So we just provide the text. You can also give them name, text and name. Add employee. Now tab name will be changed. Update employee. Next, delete employee. Right? Internally, all tab pages will be stored in index format. Okay. Now, here I can place something. Here I can place something. Here I can place something. What can I place? Add employee. Go to add employee page. Add employee. Where is add employee? Okay, I'm just going to copy all these controls. Control C. Here I'll place my controls. Right. Okay, so something like this. So you can keep anything inside here. Okay. So this will take care of adding employee. Okay. So I place the grid and you can write your actions and go to another tab. So in second tab, those that won't be visible. This is first tab page 1 and this is tab page 2. Okay. Here you can place any control. Let's say update employee. Right. Delete employee. Here you can place anything. Okay. So whenever I run this, see, now I can see the first tab, right? If I click on this, I can see the second tab. I can see the first tab. So if you don't want to split them into multiple forms, rather, if you want to split them using tabs like this, read me. So you don't want to let user go to another form to perform another operation. If all operations are to be performed and controlled from the same form, and you want to split them into different areas, then tab control is the best option. This container is the best option, where you can have a number of tab pages. Physically, it is a single control, but internally, it will get divided into different tab pages. Those will be stored in array format and it will show only one tab page at a time. Based on your requirement, you can click on anything. Only that respective tab will be available. This is the use of tab control. Any questions, guys?
No, sir.
Okay, and rest of the operations are similar, right? Whenever I click on this, if something has to be done, it will have its own click event, right? Every control will have its own corresponding event. Again, same thing, the action has to be written over there. Okay, so this is something about your containers. Next, let's see dialog boxes. Okay, right. Let's go to another form. So let's add a new form for dialog boxes. Dialogs demo. Just give this the form as start form. Okay, so go to this. So create a main menu. File, change color, change font, change color, open file, save file.
అదే టిఫిన్ చేసినాం రామ దగ్గర టిఫిన్ చేసిన ఆమె దగ్గర
Okay, so here we have a menu card. Change font color, open file, save file. We will see some operations in dialog box, like whenever I click on something, some file has to be open. It's something like this. For example, from your Visual Studio, right? If I click on open, so what happens? Some dialog box will be open, where all your local drives will be visible. From there, you can choose the respective thing, right? The similar way, whenever I click on save, some one more dialog box will be open, right? So similar way, we have to implement that. So how to open your local drive, how to save your file into your local drive, and how to change the font of the text, how to change the color. Okay, so this is we will see in the next class. So we have one more class left where we will go through the dialog boxes as well as timer control and the main demo, like the difference between delegate event and event handler. In tomorrow's session, I will show you how to implement a messenger like your WhatsApp. So that will be our last session. Okay, so we'll be discussing this tomorrow. Any questions?
No, sir. Okay.
And I'll give you assignment tomorrow. Okay. It
Okay.
is going to be a complete project, end-to-end project, because now you are aware of how to create form, how to play with the different controls, and how to connect to database, how to save your data into database, right? Now you should be able to create a complete end-to-end project in Windows.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like this. We'll meet tomorrow.